Long ago in ancient Japan, a young boy named Kai, rumored to have been raised by demons, escaped from the dark forest and was discovered by Lord Asano. Seeing great potential in the boy, the Lord decided to take him in and allowed him to live among the samurai, a decision that was considered a major taboo. Over time, Kai grew close to Asano's daughter, Mika. Their bond deepened into love, but they kept their feelings hidden from everyone. As the years passed, Kai became a skilled and capable man who often joined Lord Asano on hunting trips. During one such expedition, he warned Oishi, the Lord's loyal right-hand man, to stay alert and set a trap for their prey, sensing something was off. But Oishi dismissed him, refusing to take advice from someone of low birth. Moments later, a monstrous beast suddenly charged at them, throwing Lord Asano to the ground. Oishi quickly ordered his men to attack. The beast rampaged through the forest, destroying everything in its path, as the samurai fired arrows and tried to surround it, but their efforts were useless. The monster tossed them around effortlessly, sending warriors flying through the air. After causing massive destruction, the creature tried to flee back into the woods. Yasuno, a proud samurai, chased after it, with Kai close behind. Yasuno struck first, but was thrown off his horse. The creature turned, enraged, and charged at him. Seeing the danger, Kai sprinted forward, grabbed a fallen sword, and, using the beast's own momentum, drove the blade deep into its heart. The creature collapsed and died. Kai pulled out the sword and offered it back to Yasuno, but the samurai was insulted, humiliated at being saved by a half-breed of no rank. When Lord Asano arrived and saw the dead beast, he believed Yasuno had slain it and praised him, declaring Yasuno his champion for the upcoming tournament. The men cheered for their lord and their nation, unaware of the truth. However, Oishi noticed the blood on Kai's hands, realizing that he was the true hero. Kai also caught sight of a white fox with two different colored eyes and suspected something supernatural was behind the attack. He was right. The fox soon transformed into a beautiful witch named Mizuki, who reported to her master, Lord Kira, that Asano still lived. Meanwhile, Mika had grown into a graceful woman. Hearing about the hunting injuries, she rushed to meet her father, but her true concern was for Kai. She later sneaked to his isolated home, where he lay wounded. She tried to tend to his injuries, but Kai, knowing the risks, urged her to return before anyone discovered them together.
Are you sending me away?
That night, the shogun himself arrived at Eiko for the grand festival. Watching from the shadows, Kai spotted Mizuki among Lord Kira's attendants, instantly recognizing her mismatched eyes from before. He hurried to Oishi's residence to warn him about the witch's presence and the danger she posed to Lord Asano. But Oishi, still viewing Kai as a lowly half-demon, dismissed his warning once again. The next day, Lord Kira visited Asano's estate, praising the province's beauty, but quickly revealing his arrogance by flirting shamelessly with Mika, greatly disrespecting her father. During the tournament, Kira's massive champion entered the arena, towering over everyone as the crowd gasped in awe. At the same moment, Yasuno fell under Mizuki's spell and could no longer fight. To save his lord from humiliation, Kai disguised himself in samurai armor, covering his face to take Yasuno's place. The two fighters bowed before the lords and drew their swords. The enormous warrior attacked with brutal force, sending Kai reeling. The massive fighter struck him down, knocking him out of the ring. As Kai's helmet rolled away, his true identity was exposed before everyone. The shogun halts the battle and steps into the ring, only to discover that Kai is a half-breed, not a true samurai. Enraged by the insult, he immediately commands that Kai be executed. Mika rushes forward to shield her lover, while Lord Asano falls to his knees, pleading for Kai's life. The shogun storms off in anger, and the samurai of Akko are ordered to strip Kai of his armor and beat him mercilessly for disgracing their lord, until he collapses unconscious. Sensing Lord Asano's inner torment from the humiliation, The witch Mizuki uses Kira's blood to summon a spider. That night, she sneaks into Asano's chamber and poisons him with the creature's venom, causing him to hallucinate, making him see his beloved daughter being violated by Kira. Driven by rage, Asano bursts into Kira's quarters and slashes him with a sword, awakening everyone as guards rush to restrain him.
The penalty is death.
For attacking a guest in his own home, the shogun sentences Asano to death but grants him the honor of committing seppuku, as his daughter and men weep helplessly. After the Lord's tragic death, the shogun decrees that Mika will be married to Kira to restore peace between their clans, allowing her only 1 year to mourn her father. He also forbids Oishi and the Ako samurai from seeking revenge, declaring them Ronin masterless warriors, and leaves their fate to Kira's mercy. Kira wastes no time. He exiles the Ronin from Ako and takes Kai as his slave, dragging him away while Mika watches in anguish. Oishi is imprisoned, locked deep underground as Kira attempts to crush his spirit completely. A year later, Kira's guards release Oishi from the dark prison and throw him out onto the streets. His wife and son find him and take him home, where he learns that their province has fallen and that Kai was sold into slavery. Determined to make things right, Oishi orders his son to ready the horses, and they ride tirelessly to the Dutch islands.
Show them this. Enemy will be watching. I'm looking for a half-breed.
There, he enters a fighting arena and sees Kai battling a monstrous warrior. The creature strikes furiously, but Kai swiftly turns the tide, slashing its belly open before decapitating it and claiming victory. When Oishi approaches to speak, Kai lashes out, blaming him for Lord Asano's death. The two men clash fiercely until Oishi reveals that Lady Mika is being held captive and will soon be forced to marry Kira. Hearing this, Kai stops fighting, and together they battle their captors, killing the slave masters and setting the arena ablaze before escaping. As they ride through the night, Oishi explains his plan to reunite the scattered Ronin, rescue Mika, and avenge their fallen master. They reach a hidden location where the surviving warriors await. Oishi tells them their mission: to assassinate Kira when he departs for his ancestral shrine before the wedding.
Until sending Kira to hell. This is the strike when Kira leaves the safety of his fortress. Isoge, you ride ahead to his temple town.
He orders one samurai to discover the exact date of Kira's journey, while he and the others search for weapons. However, when they reach the nearby town, they find it crawling with Kira's soldiers, making it impossible to buy any blades.
Who are you? This is Lord Kira's village now.
We are farmers from Shimobe, sir.
These are not farmers' hands.
That night, Kai tells Oishi there is another way, but it involves venturing into the forbidden Tengu forest, a place haunted by demons. With no alternatives, the Ronin ride into the eerie woods until they reach a towering Buddha statue. Kai tells everyone to stay behind, except Oishi, who follows him inside.
Only you.
Before entering, Kai warns him not to draw his sword no matter what happens. Inside, rows of monks kneel before the Buddha. Kai steps deeper into a smaller cave, where an ancient sword rests in the center. A demonic figure emerges. greeting Kai as if welcoming an old pupil. The creature mocks him, asking why he would risk his life for those who once despised him. Kai answers calmly, saying that despite their flaws, the samurai are honorable men seeking justice. The demon tempts him, insisting that he will gain nothing from this world and will never be with Mika. Kai accepts his fate with humility, vowing to find her again in the next life. Moved by his determination, the demon challenges him, "Then take the blade if you can." Both launch into the air, their magic colliding, but Kai seizes the sword first, proving his strength of spirit. Meanwhile, outside the chamber, Oishi sees that his men have disobeyed orders and entered the temple. Yasuno draws his weapon upon seeing the demonic monks, and suddenly, chaos erupts. The Tengus attack, slaughtering the samurai with terrifying magic. Oishi, tempted to fight back, remembers Kai's warning and resists the urge to draw his blade, enduring the horror until all his comrades appear slain. But when he opens his eyes, he realizes it was all an illusion, a test of willpower. Dozens of katanas appear before him, a reward for his restraint. With their new weapons, they return to the farmhouse where the Ronin regroup. Soon, a messenger arrives. Kira will be leaving for the shrine that very night. Oishi rallies his men for the ambush. Under the cover of darkness, they move through the fields toward the shrine, spotting their target's silhouette. But when the figure turns, it's Mizuki, not Kira. She unleashes flames around them, setting the area ablaze as arrows rain down. The Ronin are slaughtered one by one, and the monstrous golem appears, cutting down the rest. The survivors retreat in despair to their hideout. Oishi, broken, questions their purpose, but Kai reassures him that hope remains. They still have their blades. And the element of surprise. The following morning, Kai spots a group of wedding performers heading toward Kira's castle and quickly recognizes a perfect opportunity. The Ronin stop the performers and take their costumes, planning to disguise themselves and use the festival as cover to get close enough to assassinate the Lord. That night, under the moonlight, the samurai slip past Kira's guards and infiltrate the fortress without raising suspicion. Inside, Lord Kira prepares to wed Lady Mika, eager to claim both her and control over Akko. The ceremony begins, and the guests sit before the stage, entertained by the supposed performers, unaware that the Ronin have taken their place. As the samurai perform, they secretly move through the crowd, distracting the guards while others quietly reclaim their hidden weapons. Within moments, they launch a silent assault, eliminating the sentries one by one. On stage, Oishi continues to act, gradually drawing closer to Kira. When he's near enough, he pulls a concealed blade and charges forward to strike. But before he can reach his target, a guard's arrow whizzes through the air, stopping his attack. The crowd erupts in chaos as people flee in terror, realizing assassins have invaded the wedding. A fierce battle breaks out. The Ronin engage Kira's soldiers in combat, while the cowardly lord grabs Mika and flees deeper into the castle. The monstrous golem rushes at the intruders but is blown apart by a massive explosion, a trap the samurai had prepared in advance. Amid the confusion, Kai and Oishi pursue Kira through the burning halls, cutting down any soldier that stands in their way. Mika manages to slip away from Kira's grasp and runs in the opposite direction, while the terrified lord abandons everything to save himself. After dispatching the guards, Oishi follows Kira, while Kai goes after Mika. The woman bursts into the courtyard and finally finds her beloved. They run into each other's arms, finally reunited after so long apart. But their reunion is cut short when a ghostly kimono floats down from the air and transforms into the witch Mizuki. With a sinister smile, she vows to destroy them both. She begins to morph, her body twisting and expanding into a gigantic dragon that hovers above the ground. The dragon lunges at Kai, unleashing a flurry of attacks, but he deflects each strike and counters, forcing the creature to recoil. He orders Mika to take cover behind the walls while he faces the beast head-on. Meanwhile, Oishi corners Kira inside an adjoining chamber and slashes at him through the wooden walls. He bursts through and knocks Kira to the floor, striking him repeatedly as the treacherous lord crawls backward in fear. Fueled by rage, Oishi tackles him, sending both crashing through the walls. Oishi pins Kira down, grabs the dagger once used by Lord Asano for seppuku, and drives it straight into Kira's heart. With one swift swing, he severs the man's head. Carrying it outside, he shows it to his comrades. The battle is finally over. Seeing Kira's lifeless head, the enemy soldiers drop their weapons and kneel in surrender. The Ronin look toward Oishi with pride, knowing they have at last restored their master's honor. Back in the courtyard, Kai continues his deadly duel with the dragon. He slashes across its face, but the enraged creature hurls massive stone pillars at him. It then breathes a torrent of fire, but Kai slices through the flames with his enchanted blade, splitting the inferno in two. Seizing the moment, he charges and strikes repeatedly, driving the dragon backward. As he attempts a final stab, the beast catches his sword and flings him through the air. It then turns toward Mika, roaring as it prepares to kill her. Channeling the Tengu's magic, Kai summons the blade back into his hand and leaps toward the creature. With one final strike, he plunges the sword deep into its skull. The dragon crashes to the ground, shrieking before slowly transforming back into Mizuki, who takes her last breath as her body fades away. When the dust settles, the Ronin walk out of the burning castle. The remaining enemy soldiers bow before them, surrendering their arms in defeat. The warriors return to Akko, where they kneel before Lord Asano's grave. Oishi places the very dagger that killed Kira as an offering, honoring their fallen master. News of Kira's death reaches the shogun, who sentences all the Ronin to die. Yet, out of respect for their loyalty and courage, he allows them to regain their honor through seppuku, the same death their lord embraced. As the men prepare for the ritual, Mika watches with tears streaming down her face, heartbroken knowing she will never see Kai again in this lifetime. Standing on the bridge, she looks into the distance, remembering his final promise that he will find her again in the next life. No matter what,